Hi. So this is our continuation of the Intro to Yoga series. This particular class is going to be about the energetics. What's happening energetically within each shape, within each pose. And this is what's, I think, is really, really fun and exciting, because this is something that you might not necessarily be able to see externally. Sometimes you can, but mostly it's this kind of internal work, which is quite exciting and just fun in general. We're getting deeper and deeper into these dimensions of each particular pose and the practice itself. And yoga really is all about the energetics. It's playing between the yin and the yang energies. So the more lunar kind of cooling, calming energies, grounding energies with like the more yang, sun, energizing, uplifting energies. So this is something just fun to play with and to bring your awareness to in the practice. And it really helps to find the strength in your body, the flexibility in your body. It ultimately helps you to wake up your entire body. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, in this kind of second part of the series, we're doing pretty much the same sequence, give or take maybe a couple of poses. And that's specifically so you can really focus in on what we're trying to bring our awareness to in each one of these classes. So it's not like a total surprise with where we're going, especially if you've taken the last two in this second part of the series. All right, so we're gonna sit cross-legged. It'd be nice to have two blocks nearby, especially if you have tighter hamstrings. You're welcome to sit up on a blanket, on a block, on a pillow, if that is gonna help you find length in your spine. If you took our last class, it's about the alignment. So you wanna find the alignment of the spine. We're not rounding, we're not like back bending. We've got this one long line happening. And then that pulls into the energy, the energetics of us sitting here. So, and this is when like things kind of get mushed together, which is great. It all kind of, they're all like weaving together, everything that we're bringing our awareness to in this series in general. So think about the base, the grounding of your sitting bones down. So you're energetically reaching your sitting bones down, like through the floor. I like to imagine like there's literally roots attached to my sitting bones and pulling down. So you feel that gravitational pull down. And then from that place, you feel this lifting through the crown of your head. I like to imagine like a little gentle string at the tippy top crown of your head is gently pulling the crown of your head a little bit taller. So close your eyes for a moment and just imagine. So feel the grounding of the sitting bones down, the lifting through the crown of your head. Bring your mind's eye, your awareness to your spine. Every vertebra, right? Vertebra are stacked on top of one another. And feel like you could imagine like each and every vertebra is like a little planet hovering on top of the other planet on the other vertebra. And just imagine that you are creating a little bit more space between each planet, between each vertebra. So you're purposefully lengthening your spine, trying to find a little bit more space in the whole back body. Lifting through the crown of the head, keeping that lifting up, energetic through the crown of your head. You're also flexing through your feet. So you're energetically moving your toes towards your shins and energetically reaching through your heels. Close your eyes if they're not already. Just give yourself a moment to pause in this shape. Noticing how you're feeling just sitting here, but we're active, right? We're not just chilling out. We're active. We're energetic in our sit. Bring your awareness to your breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Keeping the connection of the breath will flutter the eyes open. Inhale, reach your arms up. And allow this to encourage this lifting up energy, right? Just like we were already sitting, can you ground through your sitting bones more, lift through the fingertips more? So you're using the arms lifting, and almost always this is happening. The arms, when the arms are raised like this, there's this energetic lifting up through your fingertips. You're getting taller from this energetic lifting up. And then exhale, slow motion, twist over to the right. And then stay here for another inhale. Keep flexing through your feet, grounding through the sitting bones, lifting through the fingertips. And then exhale, twist a little bit deeper from your core, and then lower your left hand to your right knee, your right hand back behind you. You're pressing down through your right hand, through your left hand. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, that little string pulling you higher. And then exhale, revolve deeper into your twist. And then inhale, come back through center. Bring your finger pads in front of you. Lengthen your spine. So there's that energetic reaching through the crown of your head, which is always happening. And then exhale, slowly begin to walk your hands forward to the degree that's comfortable for you. Keep the flexion of your feet happening, so the energetic reaching through the heels, the toes toward your shins. And that'll actually help you dive deeper into the stretch of your outer hips. Help you find support in your ankles and your knees. And then inhale, lift yourself on up and just reach your legs forward in space. You can give them a little wiggle. Let go of that. And then cross your left shin in front, or opposite shin. I don't know if I specified. We'll just switch. Crossing towards the middle of the shins, flexing through the feet. Already ground through your sitting bones, lift through the crown of your head, and then encourage the arms lifting up to grow a little bit taller. Lift up, really reach. You can even reach one arm higher, the other arm higher, and then continue like you're climbing a ladder. Lift up. And then exhale, twist over to the left. And then stay for your inhale. Lift up, higher through your fingertips. And then exhale, twist a little bit deeper, and then lower your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, get a little taller from that same energetic lifting through the crown of your head. And then exhale, revolve a little bit deeper. And then inhale, come back through center. Bring your finger pads in front of you. Lengthen your spine, that energetic lengthen. And then exhale, maybe you stay, maybe you slowly walk your hands forward into a gentle forward fold. So energetically ground your hips to the floor. Your hips are reaching to the floor. Energetically, your fingertips are reaching forward in space at the same time. So the energetics are going to help you find support, but also space in your whole body, diving you deeper into each shape. All right, inhale, slowly lift yourself on up. You can reach your legs forward in space, maybe give them a little wiggle. And then we'll find extended child's pose. Knees about hip distance apart. Big toe ball mounds touching, hips are heavy onto the heels. So energetically, you're reaching your hips down onto your heels. And then energetically, at the same time, you're reaching your fingertips forward. So a lot of the energy stuff is moving in opposition of one another, right? So the grounding of the hips down and the reaching of the arms forward in space. So we're trying to literally pull the body longer, wider, more spacious. We're here for a couple more long breaths. And you're not only reaching your fingers forward, but you're also using the grounding of your palms down to push your hips onto your heels. You're really working. All right, inhale, lift yourself on up onto all fours, tabletop position. Make sure your shoulders are stacking right over your wrists, your knees are hip distance apart, the alignment that we just focused on last class. The foundation that we did before that, right? With the hands and your feet. And now the energetic. So you're going to energetically pull your palms back to reach your chest forward more. Energetically pulling back, like you could drag, like scrub your palms back. You're energetically pulling your palms back. And that's going to help you reach your chest forward and up. So energetically, the chest is pulling forward and up. The crown of the head up. Tailbone up. And then exhale, chin to your chest. And you're now pushing down through your palms, pushing down. You can kind of push forward a little bit as well to round your back body. And then two more. Energetically pull the palms back to reach your chest forward and up, tailbone lifts up. And then exhale, push through your palms. You can push them away from you a little bit and round even more. One more. Inhale, pull the chest forward and up. Your palms are pulling back. And then exhale, push against your palms to round your back body. And then inhale, come to a flat back. You'll probably have to walk your hands forward an inch or so. For your down dog hand, so either shoulder distance or a little wider if you've got tighter, broader shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, down dog. All right, so energetically, we're reaching through the fingertips. Energetically, feel a little bit of a lifting underneath your forearms. So especially my bendy bodies, we tend to like collapse down like this, and I'm one of them. I do that. So you want to feel an energetic resisting away from the floor with your forearms. So the forearms are lifting away from the floor. Your outer upper arms are hugging in towards one another, energetically hugging in. And then your chest is melting, moving towards your legs. And then your hips are lifting up and back. They're really reaching up and back. So there's this nice energetic long line from your wrists all the way up to your hips. And then your legs, like the tops of your legs, where like your quads meet your hips, that is also lifting up and back. So you're pushing your legs, you're moving them in the direction of like the back of the room, back behind you, up and back. And then your heels are moving in the direction of the floor. So they're energetically reaching towards the floor. And you know you can have a little bend of the knees. The heels can lift off of the floor. That's fine in down dog. But the energetics are still there. You're still lifting your hips up and back. You're still reaching your heels towards the floor. You're still moving your legs back, back, back behind you. That's so like quads towards your hamstrings. All right, inhale, lift your right leg up and back. One long line, really reach through your right heel. So you're getting longer, 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 lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. And then exhale, knee to nose, step your right foot where the right thumb is, tap your left knee down. Right knee is over your ankle, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana. So making sure the foundation is happening, the alignment is happening like we did in the last two classes. And now the energetics. So notice how the body just kind of wants to like chill out. And instead of chilling out, can you energetically pull your inner legs towards one another? So the right heel is digging down and pulling back. Your left knee is digging down and pulling forward. Energetically, you're pulling your legs towards one another, and that'll help you align your hips and find more support in your legs in general. And then also, we want to feel the energetic lengthening of the spine like we were doing when we were sitting. So the tailbone is reaching down to the floor. The crown of the head is reaching up to the ceiling. And then you've got your arms again like we did when we were sitting. So you're not just like, your arms are just like hanging out. We're reaching through the fingertips. We're working. We're lifting up. So you're bending the front knee. The hips are moving in the direction of the floor, but at the same time, you're pulling your legs towards one another, and then you're lifting up energetically from that place. One more inhale. And then exhale, release your hands to the floor. They can also be on blocks for a little bit more support. You're going to move both of your legs towards straight and fold over your right leg for a nice hamstring and calf stretch. Find the alignment, find your foundation. And then the energetics here, you're energetically lifting the right kneecap up, the right quad up. So you're energetically like lifting this leg up and back. And then you're also wrapping your outer right hip back, your outer left hip forward. And then same thing here. Can you pull your inner legs towards one another? And those actions of the outer hips towards one another, inner thighs towards one another will help you align your pelvis, which is going to be a lot better for your low back. And then you're also lengthening your spine, which is almost always the case. Again, there's always, a little bit of exceptions in anything, but almost always you're going to be energetically lengthening your spine, reaching through the tippity top crown of your head. So less rounding like the body wants to do, more lengthening. If that means you're not as close to your shin, that's totally fine. The more you lengthen your spine, the deeper, truer stretch you'll be getting in the back body. Okay, bend your front knee. Track it over your ankle. Root your left palm to the floor. Find the alignment of your shoulder over your wrist, and then reach your right arm up to the ceiling into a twist. So again, we're not just like hanging out with the right arm. We're reaching through the right fingertips. The right knee is bent over the ankle. Find that alignment. And then feel the energy reaching from your left heel back through the crown of your head forward. Right? So this is one long line of energy from your left heel to the tippity crown of your head and like past it, right? And then you're revolving your chest open towards the ceiling. You've got one more breath here, lengthening from the back heel to the crown of your head. Your left knee is resisting away from the floor, so it's strong. The left quad is lifting towards the ceiling. And then lower your right hand down, step back, find plank pose. Inhale is plank pose, find the alignment, find the foundation. And then feel the energetics here. So you're pushing through your palms. You're not just like kind of hanging out. Push through your palms. You feel strength. You're like pushing away from the floor. And then again, the energetics of reaching your heels back and lengthening the crown of the head forward. On your inhale, lean forward, tap your knees down. On your exhale, so you're dragging, you're kind of pulling your palms back energetically to reach your chest forward energetically. So the elbows are over your wrists and you're like pushing away from the floor to slowly lower your body down to the floor. All right, little low cobra. Your wrists are underneath your elbows. Inhale, slow motion, reach your chest forward. So the energetics of this is your tailbone reaching towards your heels, your toes reaching back, and then your palms are grounding down and pulling, like we did in our tabletop position, pulling back energetically to reach your chest forward. Hug your elbows towards one another. Roll the shoulders down your back. Reach your chest forward now, and then lower yourself down. 2 more. Inhale, cobra. Pull the palms back energetically. Reach your chest forward and up energetically, and then exhale, lower yourself down. 1 more. Inhale, cobra. Pull the palms back. Keep your legs strong. Reach your tailbone back. Reach your chest forward in space in opposition. And then exhale, lower. Table is your inhale. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Left leg lifts. Inhaling. Really reach through your heel. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your left foot where the left thumb is. Tap the right knee down. Anjaneyasana. So your left knee is over your left ankle. Pull your legs towards one another. Dig your left heel down, pull it back. Dig your right knee down, pull it forward, energetically pulling the legs towards one another. Reaching the tailbone down, away from your shoulders. Lifting the crown of the head up, away from your hips. And then reaching your fingertips high. The hips are feeling like they are grounding towards the floor, but then from the hips up, you're lifting up. 1 more inhale here, and then exhale, release your hands to the floor or those blocks, and then move both of your legs towards straight and fold over your left leg. And then the energetics are the wrapping of the outer left hip back, the outer right hip forward. It's also with the alignment, right? We're energetically moving. It's not like a super huge thing energetically. Then pulling your legs towards one another. And then folding over your left leg, but we're lengthening the spine. We're keeping the spine long. We're still reaching through the tippity top crown of your head as you fold over your left leg for your hamstring and your calf stretch. And then bend your left knee. Your right palm might be on a block. It might be on the floor. Just make sure that your alignment is there and lift your left arm straight up. 1 long line from your right heel to the tippity top crown of your head. 1 long line from your right wrist to your left fingertips. Also here in your twist, notice how your right hip kind of wants to like dip down to the floor along for the ride. Can you energetically lift your right hip up towards the ceiling as you revolve your chest open to the left? So think energetically, your hips are twisting to the right wall to keep your hips in alignment as you revolve your chest open to the left. And then lower your left hand down, step back, find plank pose, inhaling in plank pose, lean forward. Feel that 1 long line from your heels to the crown of your head. Push through your palms. Exhale, tap your knees down, bend your elbows, lean forward, bend your elbows, and lower yourself down. You're pushing through your palms to slowly, with control, lower yourself down. This time we're going to bring the hands wide. I call them little gecko fingers. Find the alignment of shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Engage the legs. Same thing here. You're going to inhale, press down through your finger pads, but pull them back energetically to roll your chest forward and up into a back bend, and then exhale, roll yourself down. 2 more. Inhale, press down, pull back, reach your chest forward, and then exhale, roll yourself down. 1 more. Keep your legs strong. Inhale, pull your chest forward and up by pulling your palms, your hands back a little. And then exhale, lowers. Palms next to your ribs. Table is your inhale. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Couple of long breaths in down dog. Can you feel the resisting of your forearms away from the floor, the energetic hug of your outer upper arms in, the melting of your chest towards your legs, the lifting of your hips up and back, the heels moving towards the floor, your legs moving back in space more, especially where your quad meets your hips. And then inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, step, step, step your feet forward. Feet are hip distance apart, toes little in, heels little out. Bend your knees and just chill out for a moment. You could clasp opposite elbows. You could do a gentle little kind of sway from side to side. You could hook the opposite forearm in front and again do a little sway. Let your head really hang though. And then option to interlace the fingers behind your low back, right thumb on top. You're rolling your shoulders away from you as you move your hands away from your hips. There's a little bit more weight towards your toes versus your heels here. Then hands to the low back, interlace opposite thumb on top. If you're doing that, moving your hands away from you, breathing into the shoulders. Okay, release your hands towards the floor. Inhale, come up halfway. Hands could be on the floor, on blocks, or on your shins. You're pressing down and using that as leverage to pull your chest forward. So you're energetically reaching your chest forward, lengthening through the crown of your head, and then exhale, fold back over your legs. Inhale, reach your arms all the way on up. Palms touch, gaze is up above your head. And exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Release your hands and then find Tadasana. You can keep your feet hip distance apart. You can also move your feet together if that feels more supportive. Either one is fine. You're reaching through the toes. You're grounding through the feet, feeling the strength of your legs. Have your palms be facing forward. Can you feel the energetic lengthening of your tailbone towards the floor and the energetic lifting of the crown of your head straight up to the ceiling? And you feel the chest is expanding open. So usually we're rounding, right? We're kind of hunching throughout our day. We want to feel this expansion. We want to feel the shoulder blades like wings on your back body. And we want to feel the expansion of your chest. That's going to allow your lungs to have more space to breathe deeper into your body. It's the proper alignment of the joints. And then as you're ready, inhale, reach your arms up. As you reach up, literally grow taller. Lift through your fingertips, get taller, taller, taller. And then exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, lengthen through the crown of your head. You're lengthening, lengthening, lengthening as you fold forward. And then inhale, come up halfway. Again, you're lengthening. Reach through your chest, through the crown of your head. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose is your inhale. Keep your legs strong. Feel the length of your whole body. Lean forward and then exhale, chaturanga. Maybe you tap your knees down. Maybe you don't. The chest pulls forward. Shoulders roll down your back. And then inhale is your back bend. Maybe you do your cobra. Maybe it's upward facing dog. An up dog, your shoulders are right above your wrists. Your legs are strong, and then you're energetically pulling your palms back to reach your chest forward and up more, and then downward facing dog. And we're hanging out in downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up and back, grounding the heels towards the floor. Legs are pulling up and back more and more. Outer upper arms are hugging in. All right, 2 more. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step, 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 step forward. Come up halfway as you inhale. We're lengthening, and you can bend your knees. Hands can be doing anything. It's not about the hands. It's about the energetic lengthening of your spine. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, arms lift all the way on up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. 2 more. Inhale, arms lifting. Exhale, forward folding, lengthening, lengthening. Come up halfway as you inhale, again lengthening. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Inhale, lean forward. Keep your chest pulling forward. Bend your elbows. Maybe the knees tap down, maybe they don't. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale is your back bend. Whatever you're doing, pull the palms back energetically to reach your chest forward and up like our cow pose we did on all fours. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 3 long breaths in down dog. Stay connected to your breath. Helps you stay connected to your body. Balancing out the yin and the yang energies. The exhales and the inhales. 1 more. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step, step, step forward. Come up halfway as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, arms lift all the way on up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Last round. Inhale, arms lift up. Tailbone lengthen to the floor. Fingertips lift up. Exhale, fold forward. We're lengthening the spine as you fold. Inhale comes up halfway again, lengthening. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Inhale and plank, lean forward to reach from the heels to the crown of the head. Exhale, bend the elbows. You're pushing your palms down to the floor to resist. Inhale as your back bend, maybe cobra, maybe upward facing dog. Pull your palms back energetically to reach your chest forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. Okay, a couple standing poses. Lift your right leg up and back as you inhale. Step your right foot where the right thumb is as you exhale. Ground through the outer left foot, maybe heel to heel alignment, maybe a little wider so you're not walking on a tightrope. Then sweep your arms up, warrior one. And then we'll hang out here in warrior one for a couple of long breaths. So like we did in the last couple of classes, finding the foundation, finding the alignment, and then we're finding the energetic. So you're pulling your legs towards one another, like we did in our low lunge. So we feel the work of the inner legs pulling. We also feel the work of the outer hips wrapping towards one another. So left hip forward, right hip back. And the energetic of the lengthening of the tailbone down and the crown of the head up. We're here for a couple more breaths. Really strengthen from the inner left thigh. That tends to kind of collapse down. Feel that lifting up. One more inhale and warrior one. Lift through your fingertips. And then exhale opens into warrior two, making your adjustments so your front heel is in alignment with your back arch and your arms are wide. Finding the alignment of the feet, the foundation, and then working with the energetics. So the front knee is bending. It's energetically reaching straight forward. Notice if it's like caving in or out. Energetically reaching straight forward, but it stops, right? The actual position of the knee, finding the alignment over the ankle, but it's reaching forward. Back leg is super strong. And then really reach through your fingertips. So again, we're not just like, hanging out. You're reaching through your fingertips. You're active. You're energetically reaching out. And then feel the length of your spine. So tailbone towards the floor, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. When we're hanging out here for a couple of long breaths, warrior two, reaching through the fingertips, lifting through the crown of the head, right knee straight forward. And then inhale, straighten your front leg. Reach your right arm forward. Your right hand could be on a block. Maybe not. You're going to exhale, lower your right hand on your shin or your block. Either way is great. And then you lift your left arm straight up. So the energetics here, legs towards one another. Always in our standing poses, there's a little energetic hugging of the legs towards one another. And then notice, just like when you're on your down dog with your forearms collapsing, feel your right calf move toward your right shin energetically so that we're not like locking in the knee. We're not just like hanging out in the knee. We've got that little energetic pushing forward in space to wake up the muscles versus hanging out in the actual joints. The kneecap is lifting, the quad is lifting, so we feel that energetic lift up like we did earlier in our forward fold. We're revolving the chest open, and you're reaching through your left fingertips so much that maybe you're light on your right hand. Maybe this actually isn't, bearing too much weight because this is lifting up so much. And then you find that alignment and the energetic lengthening from the tailbone to the crown of your head. One long line of energy. All right, inhale, lift yourself on up. Exhale, bend your front knee, warrior two. Lower your right forearm to your right thigh. Flip your left palm forward, reach your left fingertips forward. And then we're hanging out here. Pull your legs towards one another. Lift the underneath, the inside of your left thigh up as you bend your front knee straight forward in space. And then you've got this nice energetic one big long line of your whole left side of your body. From your left heel to your left fingertips, you're reaching, you're rounding down through the left heel, you're reaching through your left fingertips. And the chest is opening up towards the ceiling. One more breath, hug your outer right hip in energetically so it's in alignment with your right knee. And then exhale, release your palms to the floor, step back, find plank pose. Inhale and plank pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Just give yourself a long inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Really reach, reach, reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your left foot where the left thumb is. Ground through the outer right foot, either heel to heel or a little bit wider for more support. And then reach your arms up, warrior one. Bending into the front knee, generously bending the front knee. Straight forward in space, but it doesn't mean that it goes past the ankle, right? So the alignment is there. There's just a point, right? We're reaching it straight forward. The tendency is for the knee to do whatever it wants. So straight forward with the knee. Back leg is super strong. So the right inner thigh is resisting. Right inner thigh is super straight and strong. And then can you pull the inner thighs towards one another? Can you wrap your outer hips towards one another? And then can you lengthen the tailbone down and the crown of the head and the fingertips up? One more inhale in warrior one. And then exhale, open into warrior two. Heel toe the left foot over to the right. So your front heel is in alignment with your back arch. We're hanging out here in warrior two for a couple of breaths, bending the front knee generously, reaching the arms wide. So that energetic straight forward with the left knee. Right leg stays super strong. Can you feel the reaching through the fingertips? You're active. You're not hanging out. You're really reaching. And then can you feel the length of your spine? Tailbone down, crown of the head straight up. On your inhale, straighten your front leg. Reach your left fingertips forward. On your exhale, lower your left hand down, maybe onto your block, maybe onto your shin, and lift your right arm tall for triangle pose. So the energetic feeling of like the left calf pushing towards your left shin, right? The energetic lifting of the left kneecap up, the left quad up. So you're feeling this energetic lifting up, away, and up. Right leg stays super strong. And then you're really reaching through your right fingertips. Maybe your left hand gets lighter because you're really reaching through your right fingertips. You're also really reaching through the spine, right? Tailbone away from your shoulders, crown of the head away from your shoulders. And then inhale, lift yourself back up. Warrior two, bending the front knee straight forward. Then lower your left forearm to your left thigh. Flip your right palm forward, reach forward. From the back heel all the way to the fingertips, pull your legs towards one another. Hug your outer left hip in so it stays in alignment with your left knee. So that's energetic and with the alignment, right? Both. And then you're revolving your chest open towards the ceiling. Lengthening your spine. One more inhale. Exhale, release, palms to the floor, step back, find plank pose. Inhaling in plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Long inhale. Resist the forearms, hug the outer upper arms, melt your chest, lift your hips. Long exhale, ground your heels towards the floor. Keep your legs strong towards the back of the room, and then lower your knees down, hips to the heels, forehead to the floor, child's pose. You can let it be passive, so you don't have to be super active right now. You can be chill. Lovely work. Round yourself on up. And then move your legs forward in space. And we're going to roll onto our backs. Ooh. So once you lie onto your back, you can hug your knees into your chest, maybe a little rock from side to side. Keep your knees bent. Bring the soles of your feet to the floor. And then once you find the soles of the feet to the floor, you'll figure out your foundation, right? And your alignment. Feet are hip distance, toes are a little in, the heels or the ankles are right underneath your hips. No, sorry, the ankles are right underneath the knees, rather. But your ankles and your knees are in alignment with your hips. And then you're going to slow motion, press down through your feet, energetically press down to lift your chest up. So option to root your palms, option to interlace your fingers underneath you and roll to the outer upper arms. And then this energetic lifting of your chest up. So feel like the shoulder blades pushing into your chest, but even more so, can you feel your chest reach like away from like your hands or the heels of your feet? So like your chest is reaching like towards where the back of the room, like above your head and the ceiling meet one another in that direction. So you're feeling this energetic opening of your chest and an expansion across your front body. Notice the knees might want to open to the sides. That's what they love to do. So so correct with your feet, your foundation, the alignment. But then there's also a little energetic hug of your legs towards one another. And then you'll release the bind and roll your spine down and pause at the bottom and give yourself a moment. One more of those. Press your feet down. Lift your hips up. Maybe interlacing opposite thumb on top. Maybe not. Either way is totally cool. Rolling to the outer upper arms. And then you can also feel as if you're pulling your legs towards you, and that begins to activate the hamstrings a little bit more, which can be quite nice. The knees are just energetically moving slightly towards one another. That doesn't mean they're necessarily like actually touching, right? But there's just like this little energetic like magnet between your inner thighs so that your knees don't splay wide like they want to. One more inhale. Can you reach your chest forward, not more, like toward your chin, towards your face more? And then release the bind and slowly lower yourself down. Pause at the bottom. Move your feet a little bit wider. Move your knees to touch. And just pause often. You can do a gentle little rocking of the shins from side to side just to give your low back a little massage, a little release. And then slowly and gently hug your knees into your chest, little rock from side to side. And then we're going to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. Bring your right hand between your legs, meet it with your left hand, and gently pull your left thigh towards you. Thread the eye of the needle. So you're flexing through your feet. You're energetically reaching through your heels, toes moving towards the knees. And then also there's an energetic moving of your right knee away from your right hip as you gently pull your left leg towards you. And then we're here for a couple of long breaths. Also being mindful of the alignment of the hips, right? That's alignment, but it's also like energetic. So what has to happen? Do you have to energetically wrap your outer right hip forward so it's in alignment with your left hip, or maybe your left hip has to wrap forward, or maybe both of your hips need to lengthen forward in space so you feel like you've got more space in your low back and your low side waists as you gently pull your left leg towards you and move your right knee away from you. And then unravel yourself, hug your knees into your chest, and then tap your feet down so you can push your hips to the right a couple of inches and roll your knees over to the left. You're energetically reaching through your right fingertips, also lengthening through the crown of your head. Also notice how the right leg doesn't want to really meet the left leg. So you're energetically moving the right knee, your right hip leg towards the left more. So you're trying to move the knees and the hips so that they stack on top of one another, right? There's this like little energetic movement there. The right shoulder is moving in the direction of the floor. And your chest is revolving open to the right wall, reaching through your right fingertips. So hopefully you're feeling a stretch across the right upper arm, your bicep. And then slowly come back through center. You'll have to realign your hips to center and then push your hips to the left like 2 inches. Roll your knees to the right. Revolve your chest open to the left. Flex through your feet. Reaching through your left fingertips, allowing the left shoulder to move in the direction of the floor, doesn't have to touch the floor. And then moving your left hip, your left knee towards the right a little bit more. So we're trying to move towards alignment of the hips and the knees. And then breathing into the twist. And then you'll slowly come back through center. Probably have to realign your hips, Hug your knees into your chest. Little rock from side to side. Happy baby pose. You'll grab hold of maybe outer shins or ankles or feet, whatever is accessible to you today. Your ankles are tracking over the knees. You're pulling your ankles and your knees to the floor, but you're also trying to ground your shoulders to the floor. You're also trying to ground your hips to the floor. So trying to feel that energetic grounding down through the hips and the shoulders and the lengthening through the spine, through the crown of your head. And then you'll hug your knees into your chest. One last squeeze. And then release your legs long onto the mat for your final resting pose of Shavasana. Allow the feet to splay open. Allow the arms to be on either side of you, palms facing up. This is when we get to not be energetic. We get to purposefully do nothing at all and take in all the work we've just done. And that energetics of the practice is something you can carry with you when you're moving around in your daily life. Again, moving towards that place of balancing out the yin and the yang energies. If you're feeling pretty revved up or up in the air, maybe you're focusing on grounding yourself. And if you feel pretty lethargic or exhausted or tired, maybe you give yourself a moment to wake yourself up, to energize yourself. And you can stay here relaxing, taking in the practice. I'd recommend at least for a couple of more minutes, as long as you'd like. And thank you for practicing. Namaste.